Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today you're seeing me in the future. I forgot to film an intro for this video, brilliant me. But today I'll be reading Jim Butcher's The Dresden Files. But Jim Butcher's The Dresden Files is about this wizard detective and this American suburban fantasy who solves this grim, horrific crime that was done by another wizard using dark magic. Now, Dresden, the main character, has to figure out who has done this in basically a very short amount of time. It's kind of like a ticking time bomb, this story. So basically, this video is just my kind of thoughts on the book while I'm reading it, and then there will be a review. So I hope you enjoy this video, and you'll be seeing past me. So I am currently on chapter 5 of Stormfront, and I gotta say, this is flying. I have flown through the first 45 pages really quickly, and I'm surprised by that because I don't really read that quickly with books. I tend to struggle. And it's not due to anything, as my brain really never stops, so there's like 100 different things going on, but because of how Harry Dresden is written and the way he kind of describes things and goes into detail about stuff, and just his overall personality and like his dry cynicism and sarcasm is what's making this read go really quickly. I really like Dresden as a character so far. I'm really interested to learn more about him. I think he's probably going to be one of my favorite characters in fantasy because of just who he is. He has a lot of flaws. He's a very complex character, and his flaws are, well, very apparent. Sorry about the lighting. I am using my MacBook to light up my face as well as my lamp because I have no lights or lighting equipment at home, or really at all. So yeah, I just really like the way Jim Butcher writes and presents the world, and the world is really interesting so far. I want to learn about the White Council because we don't really know anything so far. I do think Marone, come on, a name for the gangster dude. I'm really intrigued to learn more about him because he is quite ominous and he's definitely very powerful. I just like the way the narrative is unfolding. It's like it flows really well, and I feel like if it was a different author, it could be quite jarring going from this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. It's quite jumpy, but it does it in such a natural way that works, especially with how Dresden, narrates the story. I will say, I was so shocked by how grim the description was for the crime scene. I was not expecting that. There, and spoiler warning here, it's literally opens up to the woman straddling the guy on the bed, and both of their chests have exploded out with the heart residue, like on them. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far, and I'm gonna continue reading more tonight as I really like this. So I am now 70, I believe, 71 pages into the first book, and everything's like kind of picking up the pace a little bit more. We've now been introduced to Toot the fairy, which is a very funny character. I really, again, emphasizing this, adore Jim Butcher's writing. I think I've realised now that I like urban fantasy and like characters who are very sarcastic and very I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Stubborn, I guess? I don't know. Percy Jackson, I absolutely adore that series. I haven't read it as an adult. I need to because I want to reread the entire series again because I love Percy Jackson. It's what got me into reading and is why I've read so many more books. And Dresden Files is kind of similar to Percy Jackson in a way because it's from a one perspective told through that one character, who is very sarcastic, very stubborn, and all that. And it's set in the real world, but with fantasy elements. You know, you get the gist. Yeah, I think I've realised that's kind of the fantasy that I really enjoy, and I'm hoping with this series I start to actually expand what kind of books I'm reading because I want to finish Empire of Silence. I want to get through all of Way of Kings and Stormlight Archive, as I have so many fantasy books. I have so many books that I want to read and want to get to, but it's just I don't have that pull and that urge to read them anymore, unfortunately. Same with Game of Thrones. I got to 100 pages in that really quickly, and then I kind of just stopped. For some reason, I just couldn't be bothered to read anymore. And yeah, I'm just hoping with Dresden Files it kind of pushes me back into fantasy as I'm really enjoying my time. And now, what's just happened in the book is this guy in a suit and with glowing grey eyes and a massive sword has appeared, informing Dresden that he has broken the fourth law. So I'm intrigued to read more because this is kind of the stuff that I've been hoping for to get into. Because I'm pretty sure this dude is part of the White Council. I believe that's what they're called, or some kind of sort of area towards that. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this a lot more, and I'm so happy I have the second and third book because I know for a fact I'm going to finish this very soon. So yeah, that'll be cool. Right, so I've just finished chapter 7, and I was correct. The dude with the sword, his name is Morgan, is kind of part of the White Council in a way. He's a watcher over Dresden to make sure he doesn't break any of the laws and whatnot, which is really interesting. And I quite like his character too. Again, really like the way Butcher writes. He makes you visualize and understand each character and their motive like that. You just immediately know, which I really appreciate because there's a lot of writers that I really struggle to gauge who the characters are and to visualize them. So Jim Butcher's doing a very good job here. Also, another thing we found out is that the White Council are looking at Dresden as the killer. Another thing we learned was something about his past, which I really like and kind of explains a lot of things. He had a mentor that was trying to get him into black wizardry, failed. His mentor tried to kill him, and in self defense, Dresden killed his mentor. Thus, the reason why he's on kind of a very short probation kind of thing. I am hoping to get to page 100 or 150 by the end of today, which is definitely possible. It is now the next morning. I forgot to vlog the rest of last night, but you literally would not been able to see me because lighting. Um, yeah, I've got further into the book now. I'm at 130-ish pages into it, and I am now really annoyed with how Dresden describes women now. At first, I was like, "Yeah, this is a thing that's gonna happen," and I'm aware he's a bit of an idiot at the start of the beginning of the books, but it's so exhausting. It's so exhausting now, bruh. Stop, stop, just stop. Flawed character. I get that. I've been told that he gets much better in the future books. Great development then. Perfect. I need that now. I'm so bored of him describing women in such an incel way. And if I read one more sentence about the way a woman's legs look, I'm fine. I'm fine. Anyways, I'm gonna continue reading now. Hello, hello, hello. It is a beautiful day today. The sun is, oh, look at that, just looks so beautiful. Um, so it's another day, several days later. I'm less ill now, thankfully. My voice sounds normal. I'm not constantly sneezing and coughing and all that. So, yippee. Hair is still crap. I'm getting a haircut soon, thankfully. But book. I'm now halfway through it. It is getting better and better and better and better. We've learned more about Bianca, what's going on with her, something happened with Monica. I believe that there is a wizard or someone else in her flat, which is why she didn't talk to Dresden. So that's kind of a weird thing that's happened. Randall, Miss Randall, Mrs. Randall, I can't remember her name, but interesting character. Dresden is going to meet her apparently, which then he's going to miss the actual date he has. And we also discovered about the free eye drone, and that was a really cool scene with the junkie. That was really cool. So yeah, halfway through it, I'm going to read more today. I want to finish this before the end of the week, and then get onto the second book. But man, this is really good. I know the lighting's terrible again. However, I'm on page 230, and for a couple pages now, I have an inkling of who the killer is. Now, it's a shot in the dark, and I have a feeling it might be her children. Monica Sells' children are the killers, and she's trying to protect them. And the reason why the husband is abusing her is because of the kids and their killers. And they're like insane little weird monstrous things or whatever. And my logic behind this is she said, don't hurt them. And also Dresden doing the soul gaze thing into her love for her children and that they are the only light. He hasn't seen any reasons for anything else or like at all. Those are his only like things he saw. That is why I think that Monica Sells is protecting her kids, who are the killers. If it is the kids, that's insane. That's insane, like little demons. If I'm incorrect, then I hope it's a different twist or something. I don't know. If it's Monica Sells or if it's that husband, I just the story has built up to something so twisted, so sick and evil, and insane that I hope it pulls it off. Because if it doesn't pull it off, anyways, I'm gonna continue reading. So I've taken a quick break because I'm getting a little bored. I'm on page 258 now. So, the kids aren't the killers. I kind of expected this book to not do that. Victor Sells is the killer. He was basically deranged and became an evil wizard. Blah 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 blah. And got Monica involved, Jennifer involved, and yeah, just basically having orgies and whatnot because it makes him more powerful or something. I didn't like how all of it was kind of just info dumped to us by Monica. I kind of found that a bit. But I was still interested and invested. Dresden realizes he's on his own and then finds out Murphy has gone to his office where the talisman is of the scorpion. And now they're in the elevator, and it's just. I don't know, it's just kind of. I like the fact that there are many consequences to Dresden's actions. Everything, it's wonderful storytelling that's going on here, but at the same time, it's kind of exhausting. And there's more, I guess it's probably more of a nitpick, but I think I kind of would have liked something, else in here. But yeah, I'm going to continue reading. I'm going to finish it tonight. But yeah, I hope I enjoy the rest of this because since the big scorpion, I've kind of just been a bit iffy with it. Like, I'm still reading it quickly, but I'm just, it feels too similar to the scene with the toad. And yeah, I don't know. Dialogues, there's just, I don't know, it's weird. It might just be a thing I just don't like, and it's still good. I mean, I'm still reading it really quickly, so it must be good. I don't know. It's a bit awkward, I guess. Hello everyone, future editing me here. Due to the length of this video, I'm going to be splitting the reading vlog and the review in half. I know I say at the start that this is probably going to be a full, long video, But that is way too long, so it's going to be half from reading vlog and then the review of the book. But as some brief final thoughts to kind of conclude this video, I was kind of mixed on the ending. I loved the first two acts. I thought they were brilliant. I really like the way that Jim Butcher presents, information and dialogue and breathes life to these characters and on the page. Especially when Dresden is a misogynistic piece of shit. The female characters don't feel like they are completely written by a man, or that but Jim Butcher is a disgusting misogynist. They are women. They are, very independent. They are written incredibly well. They are their own person. And I quite like that. I feel like if they were just, you know, completely written as, sex dolls, I genuinely would hate this. And there are times where it was, very irritating reading this kind of 20-year-old guy talk about women in this way, and I was like, fuck's sake, man, not again. But yeah, but as a flaw, that is a flaw for this character to kind of grow with and, develop into not being a piece of shit like that. So yeah, I do think Victor, the main bad guy, is, not the best villain, but I do think the themes and how dark this book at times is a really big thing to Jim Butcher's writing style, and the fact that, he does paint a visual for the reader, and you kind of live in this world for 300 pages, and you're with Dresden and understand him, and what he's doing and why he's doing it. So with all that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this reading vlog. The review will probably come out in a few days, maybe a week, so stay tuned for that. So I hope you're having a good day, morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.